Okay, more Vikings free agents, free agency moves, off-season moves. Uh, it was late last night, or pretty late last night. They announced that they have re-signed Alexander Mattison. That's kind of a surprise. I think it was assumed by most people that he was gone for sure. Um, and they signed him for a pretty cheap deal. I mean, it wasn't it's nothing that it's nothing like the Dalvin Cook deal. It's just it's a reasonable deal. Um, but still surprising that he'd be back. Um, I guess I'll go up by one here. And of course, this to me and a lot of others, this certainly seems like this is the nail in the coffin for Dalvin Cook because they're going to be paying Madison a little more than he was getting paid last year, but it's not a ton more. But it's still that's a lot of money to go to the running back position. Are you going to keep Dalvin Cook too now, and his big contract when you could cut him and you got some dead money there, but you can save money. Haven't heard anything really this whole week about Dalvin Cook as a trade possibility for anybody. There was some stuff out there I think last week. Um, you know, I would think he's gone. Um, you know, and he might just be cut now because I mean I personally think I'd be fine if they went into next year and their running back group was Madison, Kene Wongwu, and Ty Chandler. Um, and there'd probably be some like rookie free agent types in there too. But I mean, like that's fine. Um, but maybe that's not maybe they are thinking more of like, hey, we want to run the ball more. I mean, they signed Oliver, who's supposedly a just a top of the line run blocking tight end. So maybe they are going to do that, but still would seem to be pretty surprising if they kept Alvin, unless they can work out some sort of a contract restructure. But I still think I think the Madison move means Dalvin is probably even more likely to go. It's just a question of when. Um, and today there was one minor move. They re-signed Austin Schlottman, so they're definitely prioritizing some consistency, offensive line. Um, and he's fine. Like he was as the backup, he was he played what 4 games or something. He was okay. It was a drop off, but it wasn't like oh my god we're absolutely at a loss. Um, Not like when we had um, Reed in there, but anyway, no, yeah, Schlaman had gotten hurt too, um, but that's like a minimum type of deal. I believe. Oh yeah, they also re-signed Ben Ellison and Kenny Willikes yesterday. Those are just a couple of minor moves that they're not even guaranteed roster spots. But the big news from today is Harrison Smith is staying. They did a restructure on him. Pretty significant pay cut, I guess. Um, but I guess he really wanted to stay. Like some guys are fine if they leave. Like Adam Thielen's fine. Like I'm not going to take a huge pay cut to stay. I'm fine if I want to go. Harrison Smith, he didn't. He wanted to stay, and nothing endears you to the Minnesota sports fan more than really wanting to be here. And it's not like he's going to be using food stamps. He's still getting I think it was like 8 million or something for the year. I didn't see anything beyond that of how the contract's structured, but I mean he's here for the year, and everyone has said how that will be a huge benefit to the Brian Flores defense because he can get Harrison Smith back to kind of the way he was before. Doing a lot of blitzing, doing a lot of other things instead of just kind of standing back there in the secondary, watching, standing there and tackling the guy after he makes the 15-yard catch, which was basically what was happening a lot last year. But that's a big move because I mean, very quickly keeping Harrison Smith, signing Lord Byron, I'm sure it's going to be a position focused on in the draft, cornerback, secondary. their secondary doesn't look that bad right now. I mean, they definitely need more at the cornerback position, but their safeties, if Scene comes back healthy, you still got Bynum, you still got Metellus, who's shown he can play a little bit. Like, I think they're okay there. And of course, it all starts up front. What are you going to do? Rushing the passer. We're still waiting on a couple more things. Zadarius Smith, something's got to give there because I believe he's got guaranteed money coming within the next couple days if he's still on the roster. And he might stay. Maybe they'll just, what are you going to do? Hold out? I mean, that hardly ever happens anymore. And of course, the Dalvin thing we were waiting on, but this has come together pretty fast. They still got to do probably something with the wide receiver position, but there's still guys out there. I wouldn't even totally rule out the possibility that maybe if Adam Thielen goes and makes a couple free agent visits and isn't getting the kind of offers that he thought he was going to get, maybe he comes back here for a cheap deal. I mean, I wouldn't say that the odds are good for that, but I wouldn't rule it out either. Because I guess he met with the Panthers and didn't like what he heard, didn't like what he was offered. So, and I haven't heard really anything else beyond that with him. But yeah, so that's I guess that's pretty much it for now. There'll probably be something late at night. There seems to be a lot of these things dropping after dark, Kwesi after dark. But I like the moves they've made so far. And I think I don't know where their cap thing is now, but I mean, there's still a lot of spots, a lot of cap you can make with Zadarius and Cook and maybe a couple other guys. CJ Ham's still here. That's kind of a surprise. It was kind of assumed that he was a goner, but he's still here for now. You can't stop CJ Ham. But there's some guys out there who he maybe can go get as free agents. There's still a lot of receivers out there. Miles Jack was cut today. I mean, he kind of could use a linebacker, and Flores has some connection with him because he was coaching him, on the defense last year. Not that exact position, but I mean, he was in the defense. So we'll see what Kwesi cooks up next.